No one's going to drink a cup of Pequod, said the then creative partner of Starbucks co-founder Gordon Bowker in response to Bowker's suggestion of naming the company after a doomed whale ship in the Herman Melville classic Moby Dick. So, after much brainstorming, Bowker's co-founders Jerry Baldwin and Zev Siegel instead decided to name the brand after Captain's first mate, Starbuck. The first Starbucks was opened in 1971 in the historical Pikes Place Market in Seattle, Washington. The current CEO of Starbucks is Howard Schultz, who turned American coffee shops into social hubs after a trip to Milan in 1981, where such was the case with their coffee shops. He became the chief executive in 1987 when he bought out the three founders and grew Starbucks into over 1,300 chain stores. It went public on June 26, 1992 for $17 per share. Starbucks also offers Seattle's best coffee brand, whose mission is to satisfy coffee lovers' demand for great coffee with an enjoyable coffee experience. Starbucks also is in partnership with Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Starbucks' mission is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. The historical consolidated revenue summary as of June 30, 2013 was $3.7 billion. In fiscal year 2012, it had $13.3 billion in revenue, with a $1.9 million operating income and a 7% comparable store sales growth. Between May and July of 2013, Starbucks held only 3.3% of the market share. Some of the trends that could increase its stock prices are the falling coffee prices, technological advancements, and healthy comparable growths. Coffee prices in 2011 averaged around $1.90 per pound, which is lower than the previous $3 per pound average in 2010. Starbucks also signed a deal with a company called Square, allowing customers to pay directly from their smartphones in order to boost retention and notifying customers of daily deals. In order to keep healthy comparable sales, the company has widened its menu to adapt to consumer preferences and to appeal more broadly to other consumers. Another trend that Starbucks is going to begin doing to gain more of the consumer market share is to put branded coffee kiosks in supermarkets called signature aisles in an attempt to mimic the coffee experience. Due to its more expensive price, ethical sourcing, environmental and global responsibility, and values and goals of community, Starbucks' image is one that is associated with luxury and social responsibility. It also provides elements that, according to the Starbucks blog, include a unique retail experience that creates a third place for customers between their homes and places of work, a carefully crafted offering of the finest, high-quality coffees from around the world, and the emotional connection that the partners make daily with their customers. Starbucks' brand promise is a perfectly made beverage, which is determined by their stated principles that support their mission to inspire and to nurture the human spirit. The draw of Starbucks, in addition to their coffee, is the overall coffee shop experience. In analyzing these two aspects of what Starbucks has to offer, there are many features of such products and services to consider in relation to the wants of coffee consumers, including price, quality, style, availability, and durability. Given the average annual household income of Starbucks customers is around $90,000, and the dollar amount for a cup of coffee is relatively higher, I don't think price is their strong feature. However, I think the higher price is directly related to the product's higher quality and upscale style, which extends the brand beyond coffee to include music and movie entertainment for its more cultured core customers. One glance at Starbucks' newsroom page gives insight into the company's continued expansion and efforts to make their presence known not only nationwide but also globally, ensuring their product and services availability to coffee lovers everywhere. Ensuring the availability of their coffee and access to their coffee shops is one way to make sure that Starbucks is durable. The disadvantage to the company, however, is the more expensive prices that make its products and services more of a luxury to consumers. In this average household income range, it must be assumed that the first thing to be eliminated from the budget in a poorly performing economy would be luxury items. So in that regards, it is hard to ensure the durability of products when it also is so vulnerable to market conditions. As of 2011, Starbucks, Core, and Caribou Coffee were credited with being the nation's two largest coffee shop chains. As such, it is fair to consider Caribou as one of Starbucks' primary competitors. While I think that their price and quality feature may attract a similar demographic to that of Starbucks, I think they may differ in their style, durability, and availability. Caribou relies much less on the amount of coffee shops, which means that the coffee experience and style, such as music and entertainment, plays much less of a role to its consumers and gives the company more expansion prospects. A smaller number of stores also means that the company does not have as much invested in operating costs and could therefore be able to weather a bad economy without making significant cuts, better ensuring the product's durability. Caribou Coffee's brand image is associated with higher-end coffee that feels like it is tied to nature, while the brand promotes itself as being socially responsible to the planet. I think the brand promise is unique, quality coffee. I determined this by an article that was written by Gold Globe CEO Tricia Hamrick, who helped in Caribou Coffee's brand management service, in which she said, "The company asked us to create some standout signs to draw people into their store, which we accomplished with custom-cut wooden signboards in the shape of caribou antlers. They were eye-catching and immediately communicated that this coffee shop was different, outdoorsy, clever, and transformational." The cool thing about the branded product itself is the unique packaging and standout signs. One of the benefits of drinking Caribou coffee is that it makes consumers feel good when they purchase something that is fair trade, which allows farmers and workers to get out of poverty by investing in their farms and communities. In addition, the main selling point is that the coffee is a premium choice, while still priced competitively. I think Starbucks has a competitive advantage because it already is viewed as the industry leader in premium upscale coffee. I also think Starbucks remains unique and sets the trends for the coffee shop industry through its use of social media. I say this because not only does Starbucks speak its own language when it comes to coffee flavors, but also it has its own lingo when it comes to sizes, short, tall, grande, and venti. I think that this lingo makes high-end coffee lovers feel unique, connected, and informed above and beyond their shared views and beliefs about social responsibility. I think as long as Starbucks continues to differentiate itself in that way, it will remain the leader in the premium coffee industry. The demographics of the target audience include urbanites, white-collar professionals, on the go, have more work mobility, they can work from home or the coffee shop, upper to middle class, given the price of the premium coffee, and multicultural backgrounds. Given the company's active involvement in social issues, free music, and mobile app downloads, and emphasis on Wi-Fi, I would say the core market is 25 to 40-year-olds, although I have seen people who are both younger and older with a cup of Starbucks coffee, and also in the stores. Since Schultz took a public stance supporting gay marriage, I would say that among those demographics, sexual orientation varies. Moriarty describes the physiological characteristics as the different attitudes and lifestyles of the target audience. The lifestyle groups of Starbucks' target audience include those on the top half of the VALS model, which are thinkers, achievers, and experiencers, who tend to have more resources, a combination of education, income, energy, innovativeness, and self-confidence. The thinkers are motivated by quality, which could include those who prefer Starbucks quality coffee. Achievers are motivated by success, which could translate into financial success and provide them means to buy a more expensive cup of coffee. The experiencers are motivated by self-expression and make meaningful purchases that impact the physical world, which falls in line with Starbucks' fair trade coffee products, stance on social responsibility, and treatment of its employees. Starbucks is outspent on advertising by its rivals anywhere from 2 to 8 times. In 2010, the company spent $94.4 million on its media budget. In fact, the company didn't begin its first advertising TV campaign until November of 2007. What Starbucks relies heavily on is brand loyalty and repeat sales, much more than advertising, by using social media. The Starbucks mobile app, which I happen to have on my iPhone, provides users with a pick of the week that includes free song and app downloads, and also with specials they have, such as Pay It Forward, where you buy someone else's coffee and you get yours free. Within the social media strategy, Starbucks has managed to target super influencers and cross-promote products by sharing Instagram photos, pinning on Pinterest, and tweeting. To date, it has over 4.8 million Twitter followers. Starbucks also does print media, including billboards and newspaper ads. In 2009, Starbucks did a full-page newspaper ad to tell the brand's story while warning consumers about the dangers of trading down. This was done in response to McDonald's entering into the premium coffee market. A more personal recent experience with Starbucks while shopping at Target shows that they are also relying more on traditional marketing strategies in other retail stores by offering consumers a sample of holiday coffee and a free mug with the purchase of specific coffee beans. The message that is being delivered by Starbucks is that you are being socially responsible by paying a little more for coffee from a company that supports fair trade and treats its employees well, all while getting a better cup of coffee. Starbucks combated cheaper food establishments who entered into the premium coffee market by using the, quote, "It's not what you're buying, it's what you're buying into" campaign. In addition to its social messages, according to the Starbucks website, their message seems to be focused around experience and expertise in having the finest roasted premium coffee roasts. The appeal to Starbucks is the culture it has created around its primary product, coffee. Not only is the company viewed as an expert leader in coffee beans and roasts, they also have made their product appealing by creating a unique experience to go along with it, coining themselves as the third place away from work and home. I think Starbucks positions itself as the expert in the coffee industry, as the website focuses on how many has over 40 years of roasting excellence. And as mentioned previously, the company offers the unique experience of having a third place away from home and work to enjoy their product, which differentiates them from many of their competitors. The Caribou target audience, with the location amenities, free Wi-Fi, meeting rooms, drive-thru, and featured music from independent artists, featured on the Caribou's website homepage, I think that demographic includes urbanites, white-collar professionals, and ranges between 30 to 50-year-olds. I think Caribou includes an older demographic than Starbucks because the website advertises that the coffee is at your local grocery store to promote their in-home coffee, which would probably appeal to an older, less mobile demographic. Caribou's psychographics include those who are socially responsible to the planet, as opposed to social issues in general like Starbucks, and love to be outdoors. I think it targets those who appreciate a good cup of coffee, but do not consider themselves to be coffee snobs. The website's homepage features a Rainforest Alliance, and part of the tagline says, "Life is short," which would appeal to someone who is adventurous. In 2009, Caribou's marketing budget was only $1 million. In November of that year, the company launched its first TV ad to take aim at its rival Starbucks. By 2010, Caribou was making new media a priority by ensuring a functional website, developing a loyalty program app, and having a presence on Facebook. Other media used include billboards, bus shelters, and light rail train cars. The Caribou message, recently it rebranded itself using a social movement message of Seize the Day and began to focus more on customer experience. In its rebranding and expansion efforts, Caribou used more of a universal appeal that was more modern, a Caribou logo that was built out of a coffee bean, and it was less regional than its Minnesota headquarters. I think that Caribou is offered as an alternative to Starbucks. In Lincoln, many of the Caribou kiosks are located in grocery stores rather than independent coffee shops like Starbucks, so I think Caribou has positioned itself to be a competitor with Starbucks, quality coffee, and is less about the experience, tailoring more towards people who are on the go and want to